sugar or whatever. Okay.
Okay.
You'll ask. Just go.
Okay. Likutei Moharan Torah base. We're holding in the middle of Sif Vav. So we said that all the Torah that a person learns, lishma v'lasos, in order to watch for and do. The letters are all sparks of neshamas. The neshama sparks. V'nislabshem tachat tefillah, and they are embedded in the tefillah. V'nischatshim sham b'chinas ibo, and this is a correlationship of like a fetus in the baby of the mother. The heavens foretell the covet of Hashem. It says, "Shemayim haynu Torah." The haynu Torah shu esh v'mayim. The Torah is made of fire and water. Shemayim is made of fire and water. It said that the Shemayim is Hashem reconciling esh v'mayim, because usually fire and water cannot coexist. In the Shemayim you have the Yesod and Esh and the Mayim together. Haynu b'chinas neshamas. These are the neshamas that are made of fire and water. Uvayim b'toch ha-tefillah. They come into the tefillah, which is b'chinas kvod kel. What is the tefillah? Tefillah is the covet of Hashem, the glory of Hashem. Kmo shekosov simu kvod tehillah. Say, put the covet of His tehillah of Hashem. My glory, I will block for you. I will nose for you. I'm not exactly sure what is the translation that they use, but that's the apostle. But the neshamas im tefillah, the neshamas together with the tefillah, the tefillah is called kovet because we said the kovet is the outside aspect, because kovet is from the outside. This is the way they relate to a person from the outside, not from the inside. Kovet is the outside. So we have all kinds of different parallel names for the outer layer. It's the skin, it's the medama, it's the kovet, it's the malchus, it's the dibur. These are all the things that, where you end, and outside of you, that's the and covet is what? No. This is the union of the external bechina. He says, and the tefillah is called kovet al shem shemalbesht otam. The malbesht otam, that it cloaks the neshamas. It covers it up. It contains it. So that's why it's called kovet. It's called the skin. It's called clothing. It's cloaked in it. The surrounding bechina, the containing bechina, is called kovet. It's called malchus. It's called dibur. It's called all these external things. The outer skin, the outer limit of everything. So he says, Rabbi Yochanan called the clothing kovet. Big day kovet, the clothing of honor. So how do people get kovet? They wear fancy clothes. So you see the outside bechina is the thing that determines the kovet. So he says, that's why the tefillah is called the kvod kel, the kovet, the honor of Hashem. They shine to one another. They illuminate to one another. And neshamas meirim letefillah b'chinas alo esman. The neshamas illuminated the tefillah, an essence which is called alo esman. Mai nukvin. V'atefillah meira l'neshama b'chinas chidushim. And the tefillah shines the neshamas an essence of chidushim, of renewal. And now, the quality of tefillah, the thing that enables any kind of receiving aspect to receive to the fullest extent is its will and its yearning to receive. If you don't want to receive, nobody can give you anything. There is an interrelationship between the giver and the receiver. The receiver wants to receive, and the giver, wants to give. The receiver gives over to the giver its yearning, its shtoikikus, its pining, its kisufim. Yeah. A wants. And the giver gives the receiver cold hard cash, gives him tachlis. The receiver gives, I want. This bechina, we said that all the bechinas in the world are a male-female interrelationship. Whereas the bechina of the nukva, of the female aspect, has to come out with what they called my nukvim. It's called female water that the nikeva brings forth when it yearns to connect with the male aspect. That in itself, wakes up the male aspect to bestow its own shefa, to give its own shefa to the female. So the yearning is called my nukvin, female water. That the lower aspect brings forth towards the bestowing aspect. So my nukvin l'sheteves man, my nukvin. So it's called aloes man, means elevation or offering of man, of my nukvin. That represents the yearning to know, the yearning to learn, the yearning to receive. That in turn, elicits the giving from the giver. So now tefillah is it's the greatest attribute of tefillah, that is nukva, you're asking, right? Is the enthusiasm, the yearning, the pining. Okay? If the tefillah is like, a shlufadik, so that's how you get, right? Okay, now neshamas, however, they are already a reality. That's like moichin. Neshama shebemoichin. That's already moichin. That's realization. It's not a yearning, a pine. That's a realization. That's an awareness. And neshama is a shtickle intellect that understands Hashem, that understands that is able to give a to the body. You take the neshama out of the body and nothing. You have just a dead body. You just have a corpse. In the relationship of the nitzos and neshamas that are embedded inside the tefillah, each one of them helps the other in the other's inyan.
Because you can't
right. So the neshamas, shine to the tefillah, and the tefillah becomes better. The tefillah becomes more cheshek, with aloes man. The tefillah shines to the neshamas new hasagas of moichin, chidushim. Each one gives to the other. It's like originally with a baby and a mother. The baby gives the mother, elicits in the mother motherly feelings, womanly feelings, and that's the softness of the mother, and the mother shines upon the baby. Chidushim, it grows, it becomes a baby, it becomes a human being, it becomes from an old thing, becomes a whole mensch. Each one, in other words, when you learn Torah in order to be Mekayim, and afterwards you daven, the Torah that you learn, before you learn, you daven, okay, because you have to daven. What are you going to do? You're not going to daven, you want to go out of the house. So you have to daven. But when you learn Torah, you have a...
Before you die.
What? Bichlal. You learn and you read the Torah is, it's all Isis and it's all this and it's that. When you come to daven, it's a different kind of davening. It's like alive. It's like juicy. It's like whoa. It's like you're in it. It's not just like something you're trying to do and just dump it off you. This is when the Torah that you learn is embedded inside your tefillah, and it excites your tefillah now. And when you daven b'koyach and it shines. It fertilizes the Torah that you learn. And suddenly you see new things in it. Because the tefillah is emunah, and when you believe in something, the stronger your emunah, the more you live inside that universe of the Torah that you learn. And suddenly you see, wow, I never thought about that, and I never thought about that, and wow, check this out. And it's like, it becomes a living process. Because the tefillah shines too, the Torah chidushim. The shayt and the neshama chidushim. It's the tefillah, the emunah of the tefillah, the tefillah shines chidushim in the Torah that you learn. You go both ways, and that is about tefillah miyal neshama b'chinas chidushim. She mechadeshet oisam. The tefillah renews the chidushim b'chinas ibum. Like the womb of the mother, b'chadesh b'chinas ibum, and the neshamas, and the tefillah, and the neshamas together with the tefillah, that incredible combination, that is being brought to the tzaddik generation, to be elevated, to be purified, and b'chinas b'sulos achareh v'usam avonslach, that to the king. The virgins with her maidens are being brought to the king. This is the tefillah with the Torah being brought to the tzaddik. Ad kan likutei Moharan for today.